Hey, it's Colette. Hope you're having, excuse me, a good day. This is part two to Do I Have a Cholesterol Problem? My cholesterol is high. So you haven't listened to the first section. This is time to maybe go back and listen to that. So just doing a couch talk today. You know, sometimes I jump on my couch to do a couch talk. So I guess it was over the weekend, I talked about, is my cholesterol high? Do I have a cholesterol problem? And I talked about something to look at. And today, I have a little bit of notes here. I'm going to talk about something else. So often we look at total cholesterol. And that's kind of the old school, the old way of looking at things. And a lot of research shows now that it's not just about total cholesterol. It's about a lot of different things that add up to see, do I have a cholesterol problem? And just know that if your cholesterol is high and you need coach to get it back down, I don't replace doctors, but I am trained to teach you things to do, to educate you and show you functional tools and things to do, and it will show up in labs. And all of my clients get pretty good results after a number of visits. So let's talk about that. So a lot of times we're looking at cholesterol because of the fact that maybe we don't want to go on cholesterol lowering drugs. I mean, we know there are side effects with just about everything. I think the statin's the biggest thing, is there's about 900 adverse studies showing side effects. And so sometimes we have to do what we have to do, right? And those drugs are something we have to do for the short term. It's a choice. But you are in charge of your health, and it is up to you. Even with good doctors, you can decide what you want to do. Just know if you are on some of the cholesterol lowering drugs, they do lower your CoQ10. So just talk to your doctor about getting on some CoQ10 is something to get curious about. So one of the things I'm going to talk about is HDL. HDL is kind of like you look at it as like that dump truck. I love how this doctor talked about it, is carrying that raw material over to help heal your cells, okay? So your HDL versus your total cholesterol, it needs to be 25% of the total. So if you take your HDL number and you divide it by your total cholesterol, if it's 25%, that's one of the things to show you're in actually good shape. And you can go out and research this on the net too, okay? The other thing I want you to know about is your triglycerides compared to your HDL. So dividing your triglycerides by your HDL, if that number is 2 or less, that also is an indication that you're in good shape for your cholesterol. Cholesterol is the backbone of all your steroid hormones. So your steroid hormones are your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone. Those have a steroid and cholesterol backbone. So if your cholesterol isn't high enough, it is very hard for your hormones to be optimized, for your hormones to function well. So keep that in mind. Cholesterol is throughout our entire body. I mean, if we get a cut and it heals, you have that waxy substance that comes over, that's cholesterol. So there's cholesterol in our brain, and there's cholesterol. All of our cells need cholesterol to function. So we have this idea that cholesterol is something bad, when in fact, you need cholesterol in your body for it to function well. It's just when the numbers get out of whack, or the ratios really, and then certain things get higher. For example, triglycerides, okay? So with triglycerides, as I mentioned, you want that number 2 or less. If you're overeating sugar, that could be one indication why your triglycerides could be so high. So these are just two of the things I want to share today. If you have questions, let me know. If you're watching later, the replay, let me know that too. Hit replay. If you need some help, I can drop a link to a free discovery call so you can get some help to figure out, hey, how can I be coached back to get these lab numbers down? Especially if your doctor's like, hey, your cholesterol's too high. Oftentimes you can push back too and have them run other tests. If they won't, there's tests you can get run on your own too. And when I talked about particle size, if you haven't watched that, that's one to watch because that shows you exactly what your particle size should look like and why that's so important. So thanks for joining me. Good to see you, Chris. Hope you're doing well. And thanks for joining me and have a good rest of the day. Bye.